Okay, let's just start this, okay? I know this is gonna be stupid, you know what, I really don't care. I just want to hear in different languages real quick, see how it sounds like. So you see what we got here, 26 languages? Okay. I know it sounds stupid, I don't care. I hear it.
It's nice to unwind with a nice, relaxing campfire song. I call this one the
English.
Campfire Song. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
Polish.
Trzeba by zaśpiewać pieśń, bo przy ognisku trzeba śpiewać sam najlepiej wiesz. Zabierzą
Russian.
I drużna pieśnią zapają. I dzieci rozróżniane my tak wieśla pają.
Brazil, Portuguese. Okay, this is in trouble. Spanish, Latino. Which I don't care. Mandarin. Mandarin. German. Japanese. Dutch. Italian. Portuguese. Greek. Fuck it. Greek. Swedish. Korean. Hebrew. Hungarian. Indian. Arabic.
أنا أحب أن أغني أغنية المخيم.
Czechia. Norwegian. Icelandic. Vietnam. Unknown. Ukrainian. That's not so bad. Okay, cancel. That was different. Now, time to pick something else. No, not for now. Okay, that's done with it. Now, let's put something else on it. I wonder if I put that in here if it'll pop up. I wonder. Being if he actually said that, it'd be pretty cool.
I may never have to come back here again if I don't get Iowa. I'll never be back. You understand that, Kim? I may never have to come back here again.
I lose Minnesota, I'm never coming back. I don't care.
I'm never coming back.
You lost everyone, you stupid jerk. He needs to quit being president. Hey, President. You know, because president is getting impeached. And is fired. Is F-I-R-E-D. President Trump is fired.
That's important to you? It should be strapped in. Ejected from a vehicle in a crash.
NBC Universal has cut its ties with Donald Trump, citing his derogatory statements, calling Mexican immigrants rapists, drug dealers, and criminals.
Somebody has to come out and tell it like it is.
The real estate mogul stood by those comments before a packed house in Chicago, quoting a report by Fusion, owned by Spanish-language channel Univision and ABC.
They think it's like Mother Teresa's coming across the border, okay? This one says 80% of Central American women and girls are raped crossing into the United States. Well, I said drug dealers, I said killers, and I said rape. Univision. Maybe I'll be suing NBC too.
Which also dumped the partly owned by
rapists.
NBC says it will no longer air the Miss USA or Miss Universe pageants, partly owned by Trump, following a similar step by Univision, which also dumped the event. Trump is threatening to sue.
I'll be suing Univision. Maybe I'll be suing NBC too.
NBC was facing growing pressure to respond, with more than 200,000 people signing on to a petition on Change.org calling on the company to dump Trump, and angry protesters denouncing him outside the Chicago event. The reality star and now presidential candidate had already planned to give up his hit show, The Apprentice. Amid the controversy, Trump has been surging in the Republican polls, up to second place in the first primary state of New Hampshire. Oozing confidence in classic Trump style, he touted the CNN WMUR poll.
This is a CNN poll. Just came in. And they have interesting categories. Who's the best on terrorism? That's a pretty important subject. Trump right at the top. Who's the best on handling international trade? Like, not even close. Trump is like almost double.
President Nuts. Nuts.
You know, in every election, there are always a few candidates people have never heard of. Typically, they don't really gain any ground. They just eventually fade away. This time, though, presidential candidate, and, I mean, I'm not making this part up. This guy, this candidate,
This candidate's called President. His last name is Nuts. President Nuts.
You know, in every election, there are always a few candidates people have never heard of. Typically, they don't really gain any ground. They just eventually fade away. This time, though, presidential candidate, and, I mean, I'm not making this part up. This guy, this candidate, this name, D's Nuts, is polling among the other major contenders. Mr. Nuts came to prominence when he showed up in a survey earlier this month with 9% support. Not only is D's Nuts appearing in polls, he also has a platform and is outlining for ballot access in every state on his website. Nuts declared himself an independent in his FEC paperwork, but his website says he would consider running for nomination from any of a wide number of parties. While the campaign might seem like a joke, Nuts has actually laid out some some concrete policy positions. He supports deporting all illegal immigrants, also supports abortion and gay marriage. These Nuts also supports the Iran nuclear deal, wants to end oil subsidies, and give voting rights to people who live in U.S. territories. And here's the best part. The man behind these Nuts, 15-year-old Brady Olson. He's from a tiny town in Iowa that has fewer than 200 people. And, not that it really matters, but the Constitution's Article 2, Section 1 mandates that only those aged 35 and older can be president. So you see, Nuts is probably not going to do it this year, but maybe in 20 years, we'll see him back on the ballot.
It may seem baffling that a presidential candidate known as These Nuts would hail from a farm outside the tiny northwest Iowa town of Wallingford. But nestled among the cornfields and a handful of serene lakes lives Brady Olson. The 15-year-old high school sophomore's candidacy has taken the virtual world by storm.
What would you say to the people that have supported you or been interested in the campaign? What would be a message to them?
Keep it up, I guess. I want to get on the ballot, and you guys can do it.
Way back in 1992, a Dr. Dre album included these immortal words from Warren G.
I'm not listening to that. This stuff is dangerously dirty. Ooh. Everybody's going to turn this off and do some
Right after an oil crisis. We just filled it up, and look what it did to this petrol station.